Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Deb's Artsy Life. I'm really excited about this video. One, I've put on makeup and fixed my hair for the first time since Tuesday. Uh, Although you probably can't tell that. I have been so sick. 2 weeks ago I had bronchitis or that's what we treated it as, a really bad cough. And then I was better for a week and went to work, and then I've been sick all this week, starting, I guess, Monday or Tuesday, with a sore throat and what I think is the flu. So anyway, today I'm excited because I'm feeling better and I do look a little pale, so I thought I would explain all that, and my voice may be a little raspy. But I woke up yesterday morning and I knew I was starting to feel better because I had this idea to make a basket with some yarn that I've got. And it's like I woke up knowing how I wanted to put the yarn together for this basket. So prior to that, Tuesday and Wednesday, and maybe Thursday, I had no interest whatsoever in anything. I couldn't even knit or crochet hardly. I was just sick, and I just laid on the couch and slept most of the time. But I am feeling better, and I'm very thankful for that. Um, so here's the basket. I wanted to show this to you while I'm working on it because I wanted you. This is my version of a tutorial, I guess. I'm going to tilt you down a little bit. But what I do is I just make a circle of double crochets, flat circle. And I'm going to link Ophelia Talks video to show you how I do that because she does it perfectly. The only difference is, and I'm going to show this to you, I think, with a different yarn. I'm going to show you how. I'm just going to grab a hook. And I got this from Fiber Spider, but to me, it's just an easier way. I start my slip knot. It's an easier way to do things. And I chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 chains. And then into that first chain is where I actually make my double crochets for the circle. So I don't slip stitch to join. I just start my double crochets in that first chain of the chain 3. So you chain 3, go back into that first chain space and start and do your 12 double crochets. Now on this basket I only did 10 because the yarn was so thick I didn't think I could fit 12 in that first chain. So it's a little bit wonky because it just didn't work up quite as flat as some of the ones I do. But I've used 3 strands of yarn, and this is like a bulky acrylic. I had made a scarf out of it and I didn't like it at all. It was too long and too bulky and just too wrong. So I frogged the scarf so that I could use the yarn. And so it's got this held together with these 2 strands. I rolled these up together because I started to make a sweater out of it, to knit a sweater. And then I ended up just unraveling it all, frogging it all, and rolling it all up together in a ball. So anyway, I woke up yesterday morning and I knew exactly what I wanted to combine it with, and that was this. So it is the nicest, sturdiest basket. So I make my circle and I'll put the link in, and then I just start in the back loop only. The back loop is like, this would be considered the front loop because it's facing me. When you look at a double crochet, it's got a V on top. So this is the front loop and this is the back loop. And I just do a double crochet in this back loop to build my, just on one round. I do a double crochet in the first round, a half double crochet in the first round of the back loop only, and then I do a half double in the whole stitch all the way up. I thought about filming, but I just didn't feel like it yesterday, and I wanted to show you though how I do the handles. Like I'm getting ready now on this round to start the handles. So all I do is fold my bag or basket. This is a basket in half and kind of eyeball where I think the middle is. And I usually leave about 8 stitches for the handle. So like I'll start, like here's where I'm at. I'm just going to do it and show you. So anyway, I put stitch markers with 8 stitches in between. And I've spaced them about 8 stitches in. And it may be a different amount of stitches depending on the project. But I more or less just eyeball and count and try to find the middle. And leave 8 stitches between. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to chain 2 for my half double. And I'm just going to start in that stitch coming around and do a half double in each stitch until I get to that first stitch marker. And I crochet different than most people, and I understand that, so that's another reason I'm not sure about doing tutorials, but it works for me. You have to get your stitches pretty tight. I'm using an N hook. No, an M hook. It is a 9mm hook for this. So you can probably hear lawnmowers going in the background. It's Saturday afternoon, October the, no. See, I still think I'm in October because I've been sick so much. It is November already. November the 4th. And anyway, there's a lot of mowing going on out there. Okay. So I'm to this stitch marker. And I'm going to do my half double in that stitch, okay? So I've gotten half doubles all the way around to that first stitch marker. And that's when I'm going to start my handle. So I'm going to chain up about 1, 2, gosh, I've got more yarn rolled up into this. Hang on. Can you tell I still don't feel good? I'm sorry. Okay. I'm not going to edit this out because, this is my life, you know? So chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to do 10. And you have to make sure you keep your chain straight. So I just put my finger as I'm chaining so I don't turn it. And you see that's nice and straight. And then I'm going to do a half double in that next stitch marker. Okay. So I've got my handle and it's 10 chains. Now if I was doing a bag, I would just chain more because you'd want a longer handle. But since this is a basket, I just did 10. I could have also done 8 and that would have made a tighter handle, but I kind of wanted a longer loop. So then I'm going to continue on with my half doubles. And this is just the final round. Well, actually, it's the next to the final round of my basket. But I'm just sharing with you how I finish this off. So I go on around to the next stitch marker. Excuse me. Okay, back to it. All right, so I'm going around. I hope you guys have been well and working on fun things. I had said in a video that I was going to enjoy every bit of October, and about the middle of October is when I decided I was just going to be sick for the rest of October and into November. I don't know where my immune system has gone, but it seems to be missing in action. But really, I've gotten over things pretty quickly because I've stayed out of work and I've rested. But I really didn't have a choice. I just did not have it in me to do anything, and my brain is not functioning properly. Okay, so well, I mean that's nothing new, but it is too. Usually, I can think, but when I'm sick, it's like I just sit and stare at things, and I don't have a quick mind, so I don't want to be working when I'm like that. But anyway, I'm now at this next stitch marker, so I'm going to do a half double in it and chain 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I made sure that all of them were straight, and I'm going to yarn over and do a half double in that next stitch marker. Although I'm having trouble. Okay, there we go. So there's my other handle. And you see there's 8 stitches, and it's in the middle, looking very good. And then I come on around here and join my round when I get to the end. Now, it has been the craziest weather here. I am in Southwest Virginia in the United States, and I think that's one reason. Well, I don't know. I don't know where I'm getting these bugs. I really don't. But it seems like since the pandemic and since my grandson was born, and I think, he picks up a lot of germs, and I'm always loving on him, of course. But I've been so sick for the past few years, and I think it's because we wore our mask and we were all sanitized during the pandemic, and then when it was over, we didn't have any immune system left. That's all I can figure out. Okay, so I'm at the end of my round, and I'm going to join with the slip stitch into the top of that first half double. And you get this ridge going up. I don't know if you can see it, but where I join, and I've shared that in the past, but it just doesn't bother me. I know there are ways to do that differently. But so then I'm gonna chain 2, and I'm gonna do one more round of half doubles, and I'll show you what I do with the handle. And I just kind of looked at videos. I don't remember ever following a pattern or an actual tutorial. Sometimes I get my yarn all discombobulated. Let's try that again. But I just kind of figured out how to do it and then just made up my own way of doing it. So I know I didn't. Oh, y'all, I have run out of yarn. All right. Well, that's fun. Well, that's a pretty good segue into my next. All right, so I'll pause this, and I ran out of this that I tried to make that sweater with, but I have more. So let me pause this. I'll come back and I'll show you how I join in a new yarn. And then I hope this video is not too long, but I'll probably do a separate video with the other things I want to share with you so that it won't be. But I'll be right back. Hi, sorry about that. I'm back. Okay. I was using Big Twist Party yarn in the color Rainforest, but I decided I didn't want to open a new skein of that. So I had this Line Brand Jeans yarn in the color Chambray, I think, in my basket in here. So I just grabbed it. But it'll match because there's so much blue in this. Okay, so I take my 2 strands, and you probably can't see, now you can, the turquoise as much, or the teal. And I just hold them together and leave a little tail, and I unravel my stitch that I just made. And I start my half double, okay? Yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop, and then I take that old yarn that I'm about to run out of and just hold it with my hand that's holding the hook. And then I just put this down and pick up those strands along with the main yarn there that's still attached. And I yarn over and finish the stitch by pulling it through all 3 loops. Then I tighten up these 2 and I do a 1, 2, and knot it so it doesn't come undone. Okay? All right, so then I'm ready to carry on. But I do half doubles until I get to the last half double, because then you're going into your chains that you made for your handle. I know this is far from your typical tutorial, but I just wanted to talk to you and share and let you kind of see what I'm doing. And I'll be honest, my favorite place to do a video is right here on this couch. And any other place just doesn't thrill me as much. It's easier to do a video in the sunroom because I have everything already out there, and you know, I can set up and film my hands and all that, but I just want to talk to you like you're okay. So like you're here is what I started to say. So I've got my last half double inside that last half double stitch, and now I've got that chain. I know you can't see this, but when you get to your chains, then what I do is I crochet around this, okay? So I don't crochet into the chains. Now you can, and you could even go into the back bump. You could go into the chains. You could do it all kinds of ways, but the easiest thing for me is I just work my half double around that. And I do 10 of them, which is the same number of chains. And they're going to get all wonky as you work them, but you can just push them over and fix them up. And I think I just did that wrong. I'm not sure what happened. Let me undo that last one. I need to pay attention. Okay. I think I just didn't finish the stitch or something. Okay. So y'all are here real time. And I hope that this is not too ridiculous, but once I do this one, I'm going to stop because, golly, how much of this can you watch, right? Okay. So I messed up again. And sometimes you just have to, when you're using 3 strands like this and they're different sizes and different yarns, it's sometimes hard to get everything to work together. And then when you're talking on top of that, it, so I hope you can see what a neat handle that makes. And that's all you have to do. And it is so easy to make a basket. All you have to do is make a circle, and and then just build the sides of it and then put your handles on. You know, it helps when you turn your crochet hook the right way. All right, I got to count my stitches because I've lost track. And I got to redo that. Okay, so one thing I want to share is this morning I woke up. You know, I would give anything. Well, except I wouldn't give anything. I would love to be able to just, wake up in the morning and have a project on my mind and work on it. I would love to be able to go out in that sunroom like I did this morning with the beautiful light shining in and just play with watercolor. But there is work to be done, right? We have to earn a living. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got one more stitch to make, and usually you can tell because you'll come to the end of your chains. Now after I make those 10 half doubles, and I'll show you the front of it, makes just a really cool handle. Then I start and I do a half double in that, you can't see, I do a half double in that first half double of the previous round. And then I just continue on around and do the same thing on this handle. You do half doubles into each half double until you get to the end of the half doubles and the start of your chain. Then you do half doubles around these chains, 10 of them. And then you do half double in your first half double. And then you go around to where you join, and you join with the slip stitch into the top of the first half double. And then you'll have your basket. And I'll finish this off camera and come back and show you the finished project or product and sew in my ends and stuff. But this is one of the more sturdier, tight baskets that I've done, and I absolutely love it. My husband always says, you can sell that. And I take a lot of stuff to sell on consignment, but I want to keep all these because what a great project basket this will be to put yarn in and sit and crochet. Now, I would definitely recommend using Ophelia Talks Anya's pattern to do the circle and to do 12. So you do 12 in the first round, 12 doubles. I do doubles because I don't like making circles out of single crochets. I'm sure it would be sturdier, but it doesn't get done as fast, and I don't enjoy it as much. So I do double crochets. So you do 12 and then 24, 2 in each one, and you just keep increasing. And there's no way that I could teach you a better way to do your increases than what she teaches. So I'm going to link that. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go on and make this a longer video. I got it this morning and I just wanted to play. And the first thing I did, it's like I can walk out to that studio table. And the way I've got it set up right now, it's just perfect to me. It's got plenty of space. It's inspiring. There's not clutter. There's not too much. Excuse me. And I had this big piece of paper laying there that I had watercolored on the front and back of, the big piece of watercolor paper. And I cut it in 4-inch strips. So these are, let's see, it was like 16 inches wide, and I didn't even measure the width. But anyway, I cut it in even strips and made another one of these little books out of it. And I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I'll be honest, I don't like writing on this watercolor paper because it's very hard to, it's bumpy. But look at that. I had so much fun doing these. Of course, I didn't do anything while I was so sick, but anyway, and then I put a colored rubber band around it to hold it together and put this little clip on it, this little pretty binder clip. And again, this was taught by Joanne Sharpe, but I'll doodle and write in here at some point. Had fun doing that, and then I started playing around. I had this song on my mind this morning. I sing praises to your name, O Lord. Okay, I'm not going to sing. Praises to your name, O Lord. Anyway, for your name is great and greatly to be praised. I'm fully embarrassing myself in this video, but if you can't do it in front of the whole world, oh well. So anyway, all I did was started making marks and I started out with these lines in water-soluble graphite, which is graphite sticks that you can wet and they become watercolor, and I love them. And I've not used them in a while, so I just started drawing these leaves, excuse me, and just making marks and then watercoloring. And I had such a good time doing that. And then I wrote these lyrics just wherever I wanted to place them. But I really had this song on my mind, so I sat down and I picked it out one note at a time on the piano. And so I just played around this morning in there and had the best time. I got out my Psalms journal and, oh no, I closed it too soon and I made a mess on it. The pages stuck together. See my big blotch? That's not supposed to be there. Oh well, embrace it. Embrace the imperfections. So I started out the morning after I did those two things that I just showed you, and I did these blocks or rectangles. I just watercolored them, and then I did this page the same way that I did that little piece, just playing with that graphite and watercolor. And then I wrote, oh, you can't see, the lyrics to that song, and I looked it up online, and it's a hymn by Terry McAlmon, MacAlmon. I don't know why it was on my mind, but so that's what I did this morning. Now, enough about all that. I have got to tell you the most exciting thing. Joanne, if you are a crocheter or a knitter, you know how exciting this is. Now, you've heard me talk about this Big Twist Party yarn. I know this one looks sad, but I've had this for over a year, I'd say. I mean, I really ordered this stuff up because I love it. I love this yarn. It's 100% acrylic, but it does not feel like 100% acrylic. It is so stinking soft. It feels like, I don't know, like a cotton acrylic blend maybe. But I want you to see, if you can, those gorgeous colors. This is the colorway Candy. And this is a granny square that I've made with it using the recommended I9 5.5 millimeter hook. It would help if I knew what I was doing. But anyway, I love how this works up. And it is it's brighter. I think the camera, oh, there we go. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? Look at all the variation. Well, Joanne hasn't had it since I bought all this. I mean, it's just not been in stock. And I'm like, well, it was perfect yarn. Why are you not carrying it? Now, I will admit, I have not washed and dried this. I've not washed it at all. And I don't know. It says dry flat. Do not tumble dry. Period. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to abide by that. I may try it and see what happens. But I'd like, excuse me, to turn this into a sweater. granny square on each side and then join it and make sleeves. I've never done that before, but I'm thinking I can probably handle that maybe. I don't know. But is that not beautiful? The truth of the matter is I just can't stop going around and around and around with this. Look at that. Okay, the point of the story is I got online this afternoon on Joann's app. They have that yarn back in stock. And not only do they have it back in stock, but they have new colors, people. New colors. Okay. I'm trying to pull it up to show you. And I know my husband's mowing and I hope you can't hear it. But look. Oh, I see Cinnamon Stitches do this with her phone. It says, only at Joann, doorbusters. And I found it I searched for variegated yarn because I was watching Slow Crochet. She has a channel, and I was watching her, and she was showing the Big Twist variegated. So I was looking that up, and I put in Big Twist variegated, and this pops up. And I got so excited. I got so excited, y'all. So here's the, oh, apparently my camera is not as good as Cinnamon Stitches. But anyway, there's the page, and then I looked over and I pulled up all the colors. Let me see if I can turn my light off. That might help. Hold on. This is like the most exciting part of the video, the video to me. Okay, it's not going to focus. Yeah, it is. They have new colors in this. Spiced wine. Look at this. Well, I thought it would show up. You can't really see it. I'm going to turn my light back on. But it's like red and then like a yellow ochre and like a pine green. It kind of looks Christmassy, so I ordered 6 of those. Oh, yes, I did. Do I need yarn? No, heavens no. But this is Autumn Evening, and it's this really, really bright hot pink magenta kind of color with an orangey red. And then a deep crimson red. That is the most beautiful yarn. And then they have other colors, raspberry jam, cherry blossom, and then they and forest floor, which I didn't order that because I have so much of the green. I have rainforest and succulent, which are the old colors. You can't see that, but it's ocean waves. And so I have all the other colors. I have prism, I have bubblegum canyon. Let me see if those are in stock. I didn't even look. Those are still out of stock. So maybe they just changed the colors. I think that's what they did. And they're a lot more vibrant. A lot more vibrant. So I don't know if somebody commented and asked for the colors to be brighter, but the colors are much more saturated. So if you like soft, squishy yarn, I would highly recommend that you run to Joann's app or joann.com and purchase these while they're in stock. They're only, I got these back in when they first came out with them for $2.99 a skein. So I got a huge deal. And I bought up all I could because I loved it so much and I was afraid that they wouldn't carry it anymore. And so because it was new and you never know how something's going to go over. And so these are like on sale right now for 25% off or 20% off. They're $5.24, I think. And then you have like $2.99 shipping, but I didn't want to wait because I didn't want to chance it. But I think the new ones that I've ordered are going to be much more, where this is almost pastel-like, these are going to be really saturated. So I hope this video has not been too long. I just haven't felt like filming in a good while. And I hope you enjoyed it and it wasn't too crazy. And I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.